Your wish came true. I'm gonna have a baby.
We're pregnant.
Steve Martin and Diane Keaton have married off their daughter, but that's just the start of the story in Father of the Bride Part 2, one of the new big holiday movies we'll review this week on Siskel and Ebert. Also coming up, Harrison Ford and Julia Ormond in a remake of a Hollywood classic. Jennifer Jason Leigh is a troubled rock singer, and Mia Farrow in a bizarre Christmas fantasy. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is Father of the Bride Part 2. And hey, here's something rare. I enjoyed a sequel a lot more than the original. It has more scenes of true emotion without sacrificing its overlay of comedy. The story this time is that put-upon father Steve Martin has to deal with the trauma of pregnancy. Yes, his little girl is now going to have a baby.
I never liked that Brian McKenzie. Not from the moment I laid eyes on him. Here my little girl was playing house, and he had the nerve to...
George. What do you say, Dad?
Congratulations.
You too.
But there's one more surprise for Martin and his wife, played by Diane Keaton.
But pregnant? How could this happen, Nina Dickerson?
Why are you calling me by my maiden name, you big jerk? And what do you mean we haven't done it? Please, what about that little escapade in the kitchen?
Oh, please, that was a stupid nothing. I mean, that was a moment of pure insanity.
Would you like to know how many moments of pure insanity I've delivered over the last 20 years?
Phil, look at me. I'm about to be a grandfather. Things like this do not happen to men my age.
Back for an encore is the ridiculous party planner designer, played by Martin Short, and his assistant, played by B.D. Wong.
The ultrasound photo. Your baby's first picture.
That is first picture done. What a argument.
I am.
Oh, my God. That's too much. Mother of the bread and the movie. Get out of town.
They're okay, but it's really Steve Martin's heartfelt performance that's at the center of the appeal of Father of the Bride Part 2. I think one of the most fascinating aspects of this movie is that its leads, Diane Keaton and Steve Martin, are in real life childless. I guess that proves they can really act, especially when given a winning script by Nancy Myers and Charles Shire, who definitely do have children.
Well, Gene, I had a lot of affection for this movie. It did make me feel warm, but I can't recommend it, and I'll tell you why. It seems to me that it didn't have the same driving energy that the original film did in terms of setting its agenda and getting there. Here, there were too many side trips to refer to the previous movie. Now, I loved Martin Short's character, for example, but in the first movie, he was very necessary. Here, it's like, well, we have to bring Martin Short back again, and then he's not very well explained. And some of the other elements in the movie are simply there to refer back. They take away from the dramatic tension. Then the ending, the two big childbirth scenes, I thought that was done a lot better in Mickey and Maude, the Blake Edwards picture.
Let me tell you, you're missing what the center of the film is, and it's all Steve Martin. He is very good. He's so good, he could have been a silent film actor. For a guy who's a writer,
Steve Martin,
for a writer, for a comic who requires the spoken word, he's excellent because he's playing every single emotion through him, and it is joyful.
And that brings me to my next point. I remember that right before you and your wife dated the stork for the first time, you gave thumbs up to two of the worst movies ever made, 6 Weeks and Table for Five. Now, at Steve Martin's age, you have become a father again, and the same thing has happened. You like Steve Martin because you look at that screen and you see yourself.
Does that mean that you're incapable of liking a film about children not having any?
Incapable of liking a bad film, yes.
Well, this isn't it.
Okay, next movie.